So Donald Trump and his hair are thinking of running for president. There is some speculation that perhaps the latter is in control of the former, like the rabid weasel on Ben Nelson's head. But let's, all kidding aside, let's look at this seriously. Dr. Charles Dunn is with us. He's an expert on presidential and congressional leadership. He's now serving as Regent University Distinguished Professor of Government, the President Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush former appointees, the William Fulbright Foreign Scholarship Board. This is at Regent University. That's the Christian university that was founded by Jerry Falwell, wasn't it, sir?
No, Pat Robertson.
Pat Robertson. Thank you very much. I mixed them up. So you kind of like Donald Trump.
Here's my view of Donald Trump. Not to say whether I love him or hate him, but he's vaulted high over a low bar of expectations. Charles Krauthammer and others are highly critical of him. Indeed, they denigrate him. But, speaking ill of candidates, whether they're the far left or far right, one should be very careful about that. So I like to look at somebody from a positive standpoint and not speak ill of them. And from a positive standpoint, he's shaking it up.
Well, he's certainly getting a lot of publicity. I'm curious, how is he going to deal with the fact that he was born in South Africa and his birth certificate is out there now showing that he was?
Well, I haven't seen the birth certificate.
It's over at trumpbirthers.blogspot.com. They have the proof. He was born in South Africa near Cape Town. His father was there buying diamonds, apparently, or dealing in diamonds, and on business. Conceived Trump with a woman he met there. You can see her Dutch genes in Trump, light reddish hair, very fair skin, kind of low country Dutch, according to this website. He was raised in Cape Town, according to very strict Dutch customs. And this is where he developed what he describes as his great relationship with the blacks, end quote. Oh. And, I mean, how's he going to deal with this?
Well, I think, at this point, we can only speculate. But then, we would have possibly two candidates with big question marks about their birth certificates. But see, what I like to do is put it in this light. He offers something in the contest. Republicans ought to welcome him. Indeed, they will harm themselves if they don't welcome him into the race, because he could become a Ross Perot spoiler. He's already demonstrated that he could move to the head of the pack. He's come from being a court jester to a center court attraction.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. But if these suggestions are accurate, this documentation over at trumpbirthers.blogspot.com, that 2 years ago when Obama was elected, Trump decided to run for president, has spent over $3.5 million during these 2 years manufacturing an American birth certificate, bribing doctors and nurses to say they'd been present at his birth, even hiring friends, college classmates, and professors. He has a staff dedicated to manufacturing articles about his life in America so that he can become president of the United States and basically turn us over to South Africa and reinstate apartheid there.
Well, I think that's a bit far-fetched to think that.
Well, I mean, Donald Trump thinks that apparently that he's saying this kind of thing about Barack Obama and socialism and Kenya and whatnot. How is this any different?
Well, no, this is how I wish to deal with it. Most Americans are in the middle of a bell curve. They're not far right and they're not far left. Bill Clinton understood that. He tacked hard left to win the nomination, and then he tacked hard right back to the center to win and govern center left. Ronald Reagan did the same thing from the right. He tacked hard right to win the nomination, tacked hard left to win and govern from center right. Most Americans are center. That's the magnet. That's ultimately the principal force, political force in America. And that's something, of course, right now Barack Obama is having difficulty dealing with because he has the pressure from the center of gravity of power in the Democratic Party on the far left, trying to hold him to the far left, while he's trying to move more to center left.
I understand the political theory here, and we could even debate it if you'd like, but I don't think it would probably shed much light, maybe a little heat. But I'm just wondering how Donald Trump is going to deal with this, the fact that his South African birth certificate has gotten out over at TrumpBirthers.blogspot.com. I mean, he hears, Donald Trump wasn't born in the United States. And what else is he covering up? I mean, he's on his, fifth wife now? He said that his daughter had such a great figure that if he wasn't married, he might be considering dating her. I mean, this is kind of strange stuff, this guy.
Well, if that's so, let it.
That is so. I stand behind that.
Well, all right, you said it. But I like to look at a person, take the high road in dealing with people, whether it's Barack Obama or Donald Trump or somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's the way I was.
But raised. Donald Trump is not taking the high road. I mean, he, in addition to spending hundreds of millions of dollars to prove that he actually was born in America when he wasn't, he's now going after President Obama, suggesting that he wasn't born in the United States and that he's got some sort of secret socialist agenda.
Yeah, whatever he may do or whatever you may say about him should not force me to take, the low road as well.
Well, then what policy, what about Donald Trump makes you think that he would be a good president? I mean, he's calling. Actually, I'll tell you, he's calling for a reinstatement of tariffs. We had average tariffs in the United States of between 22 and 35% from 1793 until Ronald Reagan started dropping tariffs in the 1980s, and then Bill Clinton pretty much did away with them in the 90s with GATT, NAFTA, and WTO. Now it's at 2.2%. He's calling for 25% tariffs. I like that. But he's being ridiculed by everybody for that, and nobody's willing to bring up the topic of his 3 business bankruptcies or his being born in South Africa.
Well, let them bring that up. You are bringing those things up, and I say that's fine. This is politics. You bring them up. You heatedly debate them. Again, I welcome his candidacy. Not that I'm for him, but I welcome him because he brings a certain dynamic, a perspective.
That dynamic being that Obama was not born in the United States?
No, come on now.
Well, that's the core of his candidacy. He said it himself last night when he was confronted by what Newt Gingrich and Eric Cantor had said. He basically called them small-minded, weird little people, and said that he holds to it. He said this is red hot stuff, if I'm remembering the phrase he used rightly. That this is what the core of the Republican Party cares about, is where Barack Obama was born.
I have a high regard for the American people. I go back to the.
But apparently Donald Trump doesn't.
So if that's so, let it be so. I'm saying. He's entitled to run if he wants to run. But I like to hearken back to Walter Lippmann and his great book on public opinion. The American people have a lot of common sense, a lot of wisdom, and they'll exercise their wisdom and their common sense in due course with regard to Donald Trump and other candidates. So I say I welcome him. Ronald Reagan used to advocate what he called the 11th Amendment, and don't speak ill of a fellow Republican.
But this guy was a Democrat just 8 years ago.
Well, fine. I'll let him.
Yeah, I guess Reagan was at one point too. I'm just wondering how he's going to get past this revelation now that he was born in South Africa.
I'm not suggesting that he can get past. I'm not suggesting I'm for him. I am saying he's entitled to run. He has to offer whatever it is that he can offer. He will find, for example, if he gets into debates and into media interviews, he's going to have to answer tough questions.
Yeah, I mean
that's a part of American politics, and I'd like to see him.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, this I would too. He's going to have to confront these people over at TrumpBirthers.blogspot.com.
Hey, you should invite him on your show.
He has been on this program actually a couple of times, just not recently. Thank you very much, Dr. Charles Dunn, Regent.edu, for being with us today.